24. And coming up, we'll see Derek Carr. He's gone over 4,000 yards passing now for the year. It's the Saints and the Falcons, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 24.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the venerable Superdome in downtown New Orleans. It's all about divisional matchups on this final day of the regular season, and we've got a compelling one in store here, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New Orleans Saints. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and yes, it's January 7th, but we haven't seen you since New Year's Eve, so we have to say Happy New Year, one and all. And partner, Happy New Year to you. This is hit the conclusion of the 2023 season. Hard to believe, but we got a good one here between division rivals. Set to go, Younghoe Koo ready to do the honors. And we are underway from the Superdome. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Carr. That is incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down. And now as we get toward the home stretch here, the regular season, Charles, let's take a look at the list of key inactives for them in this one.
Yeah, and after almost a full season of physical games, you're going to have some guys missing during the final weeks of the season. Nature of how we play this sport. Every team, you've got to be prepared to handle them. And the teams that focus on handling it, focus on guys getting ready to play, even if they're not starters, those are the ones that weather the storm.
Throwing his Carr on third down. Finding Taysom Hill complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
And every...
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder, because you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
3rd and 9 here. Now Carr. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And you know how scouts always talk about checking all the boxes? I think this young man does exactly that when you're looking for an NFL quarterback. Proven leader, teams went 40.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he makes it all the way down to the 31.
Holding offense.
I don't know what the heck.
Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready at their own 17-yard line. Going play action. Ritter That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. These two teams, they met in Atlanta earlier in the year with the Falcons winning that game. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with third and about 6 yards to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Ritter throwing on third down. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, it's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Well, the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on fourth down. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. This will be fielded at the 17. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And it will be Falcon football. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, #1, they'll turn to a self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Back to throw, Ritter. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
First down, here's Ritter. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here's 2nd and 10. Ritter off the play fake. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
To the air again, it's Ritter. And that is incomplete.
How about the show put on by these two defenses in this first half? The fireworks don't have to be just offensively. Neither one of them given an inch, and that's good coverage once again there to force another 4th down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That zero on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Ritter and the Falcons now with a 1st and 10 at the 40. Beginning on the ground with Patterson.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
This defense for the Saints very strong in that victory a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
And Pitts is going to pick up a Falcons 1st down as he'll get this across the 50 to the 49. On 1st down, Ritter going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
Second down and a run by Robinson.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They got 5 through the air last play, now 5 on the ground. 1st and 10.
Back to Robinson now on 1st down.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
And you look at this Saints defense.
They're just below the cut line for top half of the league, 17th in the NFL against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw it here. Ritter.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 4. On play action, here's Ritter.
And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Ritter to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Another throw coming up here for Ritter.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Ritter now on 2nd down. Mr. Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
As far as tight ends go, if you get 3 or 4 touchdowns in a season, That's usually counted as a pretty good year.
And CD, he just hit double digits. That's 10 touchdowns for him now.
Yeah, and that's something you really have to applaud. That's elite level production.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Throwing now is Carr. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now Carr.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Blake Gillikin now.
And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
On 2nd down, a run with Patterson.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Ritter will set up to throw it. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Lutz with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And Pitts is going to pick up a Falcons 1st down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10.
At their own 13. A little jet sweep to start the drive.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2nd and 10.
Carr now to throw. This is Smith with the ground. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. Carr.
There's Chris Olave. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 2nd and 5.
Here's Carr to throw.
That's Olave bringing in another one. Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. This is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Kamara up the middle.
Taken down at the 47-yard line.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. They had 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Carr. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle 3rd of the field, and that brings up 4th.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the 1st down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking 1st down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a 1st down.
Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready.
At their own 16.
He'll get it to Robinson to begin the drive.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense. Pick it up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
On 2nd down, Ritter. That's out wide here for Robinson.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the 1st.
Going play action. Ritter. And complete to Drake London.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they're in a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Meanwhile, Ritter's throw complete to Hollins.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 36. 15 yards there on the catch and run. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Sticking with the passing game. Here's Ritter again. That's going to be caught by Pitts. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Ritter has it knocked down. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
Falcons going to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Well, indeed, trying to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it.
Hey, we get it. No time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
And Patterson not going to return this. It'll come out to the 25.
So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And Robinson will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack and to stop him short of the first.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Lorenzo Carter, the outside linebacker, dropping him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. To throw is Carr. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They start on the ground with Robinson here.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold them to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Ritter throwing on 3rd down.
In trouble, and he's taken down.
Cameron Jordan with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
On play action, it's Carr. Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
At the 29-yard line.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again.
So a player shaken up. We'll get a stoppage here. And that's Alvin Kamara, the one who's going to receive some attention. Hopefully he's okay.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down.
Arnold Ebiketie drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Again, it's Robinson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
2nd down throw coming for Ritter.
On the right side, this is Miller. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
Working from the gun, Ritter. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Robinson on a give right side.
And fighting down inside the 25. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. So from the 22, here's 2nd and 2. Back to throw, Ritter. Targeting blitz on the out route, and he's got it complete.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a 1st down. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here, and just load up for it and see what happens.
Looking to throw it here. Ritter.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
3rd and goal. Ritter with it.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown.
Mac Hollins
from 6 yards away. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a play fake. Carr. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. They try the left side here with Williams. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. That'll give him 8 that time. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Play action. Now it's Carr.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game.
The kick by Lutz is good.
And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? Might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose, as opposed to playing to win. They've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
The throw right side here going to be incomplete. critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
It has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10.
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't it?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Excellent play there by Arnold Ebiketie to meet him behind the line for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Carr now to throw.
Pitch and catch to Moreau, the tight end.
The Saints on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
That is caught.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Into the red zone. It's Carr. Smith catches left side. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Carr to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3.
Throwing now is Carr.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback.
Touchdown, Saints! Foster Moreau,
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
and the Saints are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
This one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
There he goes, right side. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run again here with Robinson.
To the 36-yard line. Stop there.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
Ritter now.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
Now a timeout here, at least for the moment. Looks like one of the Saints is injured, shaken up on that last play. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
96 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
The sound reverberating here in the Dome. This is 3rd down. On 3rd down, Robinson.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
So time for Carr and the Saints.
Down 20-17, a little under 1:50 remaining. Their 5-game winning streak hanging in the balance here.
Now Carr.
It's caught. Smith.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Carr throw complete there to Thomas.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Carr.
Complete. Smith has it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. They'll get this out to Kamara.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
Here's Carr.
His throw incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. And this one is right down Broadway. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
This is 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On play action, it's Carr.
He lets it go deep for Olave. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. Looking left sideline, incomplete. In need of a 3rd and 10 conversion to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Carr going to throw.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Well done by the defense. They did their job here in overtime.
Boy, did they ever, because now it's 4th and really long. So if you do decide to go for it, people think you might be a little bit on the nut side, don't they? But guess what? If I did decide to go for it, I'd call something deep. I'd throw a deep pass and hope that the defense didn't remember to just knock it down. If they intercept it, it's almost like a great punt and helps out your defense with field position.
Ritter and the Falcons now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 15. They begin the drive with Robinson.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Bradley Pinion now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. Take it at the 37. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. The last series for a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
They begin on the ground with Kamara.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT.
A lot more was on the line in this one than just defending your home field, CD. They defend their home field against a division rival and get the victory, so this one feels a little extra special.
It has to, right? There's always just a little more emphasis on games like this. Everyone talks about playing each game the exact same way, but you and I both know that is not true. Division rivals, you want to take care of business not just at home, but against a team that you really don't like very much too.
So for the Saints,
they finish things off in style, putting a bow on a 14-3 regular season.
And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Atlanta,
this loss will mean they finish the season on the wrong side of 500 at 8-9.
And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end. So for our